How to protect your allotment when it's stormy. Welcome to Gardening with Ben. Today we're going to talk about how you can protect your allotment when it's stormy. And yes, we have got a storm at the moment. We've got Storm Amy at the moment and it battered us yesterday. But thankfully my allotment stood strong and survived it, and we didn't get any damage down here at the plot. Now, as the winter approaches, we'll be getting more and more storms approaching. And I tend to try and stop anything from getting damaged as much down here at the plot as possible, because obviously we don't want damage and we don't want to have to replace anything. Now, this polytunnel that I'm in has been up about 16 years. Now, that is longer than an expected polytunnel. Yes, you can see tape all along it, and one of these days it will go, and every day there's been a storm, I always put my fingers crossed and hope that we've not had no damage and it's still standing. When it eventually goes, but we have had as money's worth from this polytunnel. Now, one way to protect your polytunnels during the storms is do what I do, and I often look around my polytunnel for any splits. Usually they're along the creases where they start to split, and get it taped up as fast as possible. Now, I've just used normal black tape, what doesn't stick very well. It'll last for a few months, but then I have to replace it again. But online you can buy special polytunnel tape which sticks really well, and it is waterproof and it'll hold it well and protect it. The slight little rip in it, you need to get it taped up as fast as possible, because when the wind's like this, it only needs a bit of wind and it will tear it straight away. So make sure you get on to fastening any polytunnels up if you do see any splits in it straight away, because like polytunnel skins are expensive now, a lot more money than probably what I paid for it in the time. So you don't want to have to replace it and pay out that money. So make sure your polytunnel is well prepared. And also another thing to do is, a lot of people have obviously these greenhouses what are freestanding with the plastic covers on, with the shelves in, which are brilliant, but in this weather they are awful, because they soon blow away and you can end up losing all your plants in it if you've got plants in it. And yeah, they can fly off everywhere, and you don't want to lose all your little plants in it what you started growing throughout the winter period, or your perennials that you might be growing ready for next year. And yeah, you don't want to lose them. So make sure that it's at the side of like a shed or a wall, and screw it to the wall, to the fence. Even put rope around it so it won't budge during these winter months. Yes, it might be a hassle taking it off, but even like using bungee ropes, they're brilliant. You can just unhook it and get into the greenhouse when possible. So make sure that is well fastened down, because we don't want to lose them. And yeah, they're not that expensive to replace, but you don't want to lose all the plants that you may possibly be growing in there. Next one is your greenhouses. Now, greenhouses, yes, I see online so many times greenhouses with glass smashed, losing greenhouses and collapsing, everything like that. Make sure obviously they are well fastened down, secured, fastened to the base, because you don't want them to blow off. Also, go round and check that it has enough clips in the glass, and even if you've got loads of clips in it, to keep that glass fastened in, because you don't want to lose them glass. Because if you lose a couple of sheets out of it and they smash, it's so hard getting rid of all the glass on the allotment, and it just shatters everywhere. It's awful. I used to have a greenhouse, one of the worst things that I had. Now I replaced it with a polycarbonate shed, which is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, if you've got a glass greenhouse, make sure it's got plenty of clips in it. If you've got a polycarbonate one, most often than not, my dad's got one of these, and his plastic panels used to blow out all over the place on the allotment. We had to keep finding them and getting them back in and fastening it up again, but yeah, the wind easily blows them out. What he's done, he's put wooden strips behind each plastic panel and screwed the polycarbonate into the wood, so then none of them will blow out ever, and that has lasted him years. It's been an absolutely fantastic idea what he did, and he's not lost any of the pieces in there. So make sure you protect your structures and keep them secure. We don't want to lose them. Yes, it may cost you a bit of money to invest in protecting them, but in the long run it will be worth it overall. So I hope you found them tips useful. Make sure you do drop us a follow to stay up to date with all our videos. Until next time everyone, remember, keep smiling, keep shining and keep gardening with Ben everyone.